my name's Denise House with GBS Benefits, and you probably, most of all, I'm guessing most of you know who I am, but I'm with the broker's office, so know a little bit about everything. How's that? Work with all the insurance carriers. They are all here this morning. We are here for you. So honestly, we could speak all day long, and possibly it'll register, and maybe you have separate questions that you want to ask us. We're here for you, honestly. So let's get those questions answered. I know there's concerns with providers. How do I look them up? We can look them up for you, or obviously work through that with you. So I want to make sure that everyone gets their questions answered today. So with that, we are going to review your plan benefits. Like I said, PEHP is here, as is Dental Select, Opticare, MBS. So again, ask your questions, okay, because we're here for you. So as we all know, open enrollment is an opportunity that we have every year to make our election changes, come onto the benefits, have our dependents come off our benefits, make changes, okay? This is your opportunity. We have that opportunity every year. Your benefits will go into effect 1/1. The forms are available outside on the table, and we're asking that everyone do that by November 16th. During the year, if you have what we call a qualified life event, that gives you an opportunity to make changes. So if you marry, divorce, have a baby, adopt a child, or choose to not come on the benefits right now during open enrollment, but then let's say you're on your spouse's coverage, they lose access to coverage for whatever reason, that's a qualified life event that allows you to make a change. You can do that within 30 days. And I like to make sure and highlight that for you. So important changes. We're changing to PEHP. I think it's a great change, a positive change. January's here today. She's going to talk through the benefits in detail, but for most carrier changes, just so you know, the biggest impact is pharmacy. We also have Sarah here today. She's a pharmacy tech with PEHP. If you have specific questions, please talk to Sarah, because we want to make sure we answer those questions for you today. We're offering the traditional plan and what we call the STAR Qualified High Deductible Plan. Both plans are being offered through the Summit Exclusive Network. We're still offering the wellness benefit as far as the wellness program. We're going to have more specific information for you in January. So look forward to those meetings. That's when we're going to kick it off and let you know specifically what that's going to be. IRS has increased the amount that we can set aside in our HSA. So if you enroll on the insurance as an individual, you can put in as much as $3,500 in to the HSA, and that includes what the county is putting in. And if you enroll as two-party family, you can put as much as $7,000, okay? Again, that's on an annual basis, and that's between both amounts as far as what you're putting in and what the county is putting in. And then your payroll deductions are included in your benefit guide, because I know that's most important. So like I stated, wellness is still going to be, our wellness program is still going to be in effect. I had questions in the prior meeting as to why we're doing this. We're doing this for your health, nothing more. The results are confidential. Nobody has those results, okay? So do know that those specific results do not go to the county. It's a way to better set the programs that we have in effect. We definitely want those programs to be beneficial. And so if we know that there's a more need for stress programs, then we'll know that stress is something we should look into as far as what programs we do. Or if, cholesterol is a factor, that's something we just want to make sure that we're targeting. So being a well-informed consumer, healthcare costs continue to rise. We're all doing what we can to combat that. So be a well-informed consumer. Ask questions. Again, we're here today to answer your specific questions. Most and foremost, to save money and keep you healthy. And so that's honestly all of our goal. Ask your doctor if you have specific questions. I think we ask more questions when we're buying a car, quite honestly, okay? But ask your doctors, get involved. Is there another way that you can be treated? Are there risks? Are there side effects? Okay? So get involved with your health care. Again, the most important thing to us is our health. Prescription drugs, this is an area we see costs continuing to rise. The advances are phenomenal, meaning, we have a lot of advances in technology, cancer treatment. All of those are extremely expensive, okay? So we're all doing our best to make sure that we're providing you information and options to make sure that we can hold those costs down. Make sure that the next time you have a new medication that's being prescribed, that you ask your doctor for a generic. Generally, there are equivalent generics for most medications, not all. So again, make sure you ask those questions if you can. GoodRx is available to you still. We used to have that under GBS, but it's the same tool that you've been using, so make sure you have this now. It's the GoodRx tool. It's available either through the App Store, it's free, or Google Play, if you have either one. This is a sample of what that comparison looks like. The medication, you'll just put in what type of medication you're filling, what the milligrams is, how many you're getting filled, and then it will price compare for you the cost of the medication. So in this illustration, you can see Walmart, the medication for Cymbalta is $29.20 all the way down to $95.16. PEHP also has this availability too, so make sure you're looking and price comparing and getting the cheapest price, especially if you're on that qualified high deductible. What happens when your deductible is not satisfied? You're paying for that cost. So why not pay $29.20 for a medication rather than $95.16? Okay? So hopefully you're using that. Okay, I'm going to turn the time over now to January. She's with PEHP, and she's going to review the plan benefits.
Good morning. As Denise said, I'm January with PEHP. We're thrilled to have the county coming on board with us January 1st. Just going to quickly highlight some of your benefits. We were able to match what you guys currently have in place. So as you can see, your deductibles on both plans, out-of-pocket max, co-pays, those are all the same as they are currently. Just a reminder on that STAR plan, which is the Qualified High Deductible Health Plan. If you're enrolling as a single, it's the $1,500 that's going to apply. But if you're enrolling as a family, it's going to be that $3,000 and $6,000 out-of-pocket maximum that's going to apply. So just keep that in mind when you're enrolling. And like I said, all the benefits are the same. Pharmacy may be slightly different, but there is a benefit grid listed in the booklet that you guys all have. Okay, the network that the county is offering is called the Summit Network. Typically, the Summit Network is just the non-IHC network, so that's going to be your University of Utah, Steward, and Mountain Star facilities. However, you guys will have access to a couple of the Intermountain facilities, one being the Logan Regional Hospital, as well as the Bear River Valley Hospital. So it is mostly a non-IHC network, but you will still have access to those. Of course, you can still use Primary Children's Hospital in Salt Lake City. And then we also have Connect Care through Intermountain. And even though it's a non-IHC network and that Connect Care is through Intermountain, it's available to everyone with PEHP. So keep that in mind.
What is
Connect Care, I'm sorry, what was that? Okay, thank you. Connect Care is what we call our e-care benefit. That's where you can download the app on a smartphone or a tablet, and you can have an office visit via the phone or the tablet. And I'll go in a little bit more detail later, but PEHP has a lot of really great tools for our members. We really encourage everyone, once you get your member ID cards, which will be anywhere between mid-December to about 1 week before January 1st, once you receive your PEHP card, please go online to pehp.org and create your My PEHP account. If you don't create an account, you're not going to have access to all the tools that we have. You won't be able to view your EOBs. You won't be able to see where you're at with your limits. So as soon as you get your cards, please make sure that you do that. Yes? I'm sorry, what was that? Explanation of benefits. Okay, this is just a screenshot of what it looks like once a member is logged into their account and they want to search to see if their providers are contracted. Now, because you guys aren't currently enrolled, you won't have access to this right now, but you still can search to see if your providers are contracted on that Summit network. If you just go to pehp.org and the very bottom, kind of towards the middle, it's kind of in small print, it says find a provider. Click on that and then select the Summit network and you can search that way right now. So make sure that the hospitals, like I said, are the ones that are, that's going to be pretty much the same as what you guys have now. Your providers, there could be a little bit of a difference, so we encourage everyone, make sure that you check to see that your providers are contracted. So once a member has logged into their account, they have access to what we call the enhanced provider search. As you can see here with that red circle, our members have the ability to read reviews. So anytime you have a claim that comes in, we will process the claim, we'll send you a notification, and you can rate that visit as well. It's just 5 quick questions, really simple, like, how long was your wait? Was the staff courteous? Things like that. You also have the ability to leave comments. This is really helpful for members when they're searching for a new provider to see, are most members having a positive experience? Maybe some are not having a great experience. So we like to have that tools available, the tools available to help our members. Now, if you move over to the right side of the screen where it says See Costs, this is the option where you can actually price shop by providers. If you click on the See Cost options, it will actually bring up the top 10 CPT codes that provider bills to us. That's the medical codes that the providers bill. That's how we know. The CPT codes, it's what the codes that the providers use to bill claims. So if it's an office visit, it has a certain code attached to it, things like that. So you can contact your provider's office, ask them what codes they will be billing, and if it doesn't populate on the top 10, there is an option at the very bottom. You just input that CPT code, and it will come back with our contracted amount. This is a screenshot of our treatment cost tool. This is a tool that can be used to price shop procedures. This is an example of an MRI on the back. So once you input that service that you're having done, it's going to give you the 2 options, whether you can have it done in the office or at an outpatient hospital. As you can see, it's not going to work. The common cost area, if you have that MRI done in the office, it's going to cost about $328. But if you go to an outpatient hospital facility, it's going to cost you a little over $1,700. This is a really great tool that we've created. We're doing everything we can to help not just you guys save money, but we want to help the county save money as well. We're hoping that the more money you save, it's going to help preserve your benefits and keep your premiums low. So, we always encourage everyone to use this. It's going to benefit both you and the county. So once you get to this screen, you can just click the View option, and it's going to bring up the contracted facilities that are contracted on your network. Again, it's going to show the cost. You can see Bear River Hospital for an MRI is going to be about $1,500, where Brigham City Community Hospital is going to be about $1,700. Again, it's just a great way for you to look at to see, if you want to save some money, it's going to give you the different options as far as places you can have it done at. Another great program that we've rolled out, we call it our Cashback program. This is new to PEHP. We started this October 1st, and we wanted to find a way to incentivize our members to save money. And the way that we're doing that is for certain procedures, you have the ability to get money back. It can range from $50 up to $2,000, sometimes more, just depending on what service you're having done. So we'll go back to that first screenshot with our treatment costs. That red circle there, you can see that green dollar sign and the green phone. Anytime you see that icon, that means that it's a cashback opportunity for you. If you see that, you want to contact our customer service number or contact our customer service. They will walk you through the process. They'll also walk you through, the different locations you can have it done at. At that point, you can choose which location you want it done at, and at that point, they'll be able to tell you how much money you'll be getting back. Again, this isn't a requirement. This is just an option for you guys. We, of course, encourage you guys to use this. It's a really great way to save money. Another great program that we have to help our members save money is through our value providers. We have e-care benefit, which in the beginning I was talking about the Intermountain Connect Care. Again, you can download the app on your smartphone or your tablet. You can have an office visit. It's just a $10 copay or just $10 after deductible if you're on that STAR qualified high deductible plan. We also have clinics that are available to our members. Unfortunately, the clinics are along the Wasatch Front, but if any of you live near Ogden, we do have a couple of the clinics available to you guys. Again, it's just a service that is available at a discounted price. We've done the same thing with labs. Labs can be extremely expensive depending on where you have them done at. So if you can have lab work done in a provider's office, it's going to be a lot less expensive than if the provider sends it to a hospital to have it processed. So we do have, I believe, like 4 or 5 labs that are giving even deeper discounts than just our standard contracts. Another great program we have available is for diabetics. If you or any of the dependents that you're enrolling in the plan have diabetes, we encourage you to enroll in our diabetes savings program. Members get test strips and insulin at the generic copay. Yes.
So is this type 1 or type 2 or both?
Both. Yeah. Yes, it's for both type 1 and type 2 diabetes. And it's just an option. You're not required to enroll. But if you'd like to, we have a flyer up here that will help guide you on how to enroll that once we have the enrollment in the system. PHP has quite a few wellness programs available. The members who are eligible to participate would be the employee and their spouse. Our program is called Healthy Utah, and Healthy Utah can actually come on site and they do biometric testing. So just by attending one of these testing sessions, you're going to get $50 just for attending. And then if your biometrics come back and they're all in the good range, we're going to give you an additional $100. Now, if you need some improvement, maybe with your BMI or maybe your blood pressure is a little bit too high, we're going to give you some time to get that in the good range, and we'll give you that additional $50 at that point. We also have health coaching that's available. This is our obesity intervention program. Again, for members and their spouse, anyone that has a BMI of 30 or above is eligible to participate. You'll have access to one-on-one coaching. There are cash incentives involved with this as well, and you'll get a lot of support in the process as well. The last program that we offer is a maternity program. So any woman that is pregnant and enrolls anytime during her pregnancy will give her $50. And then if she gets back to pre-pregnancy weight within 1 year, we'll give them an additional $50 rebate. Do you guys have any questions on the medical plan that I can answer?
Something I'd like to have clarified, can you repeat in the microphone? If they're not a member, they're not on eligibility today, how do they access the providers?
As I mentioned in the beginning, if you want to search for your providers to see if they're contracted, you just go to pehp.org. At the very bottom, towards the middle, it says find a provider. Click on that, select the Summit Network, and you can search that way. And there's a lot of really great, helpful information at this table. So before you guys leave, make sure you guys grab all this information.
Okay, so, and then again, to repeat, what network would I look for?
Summit exclusive.
Just trying to clarify that, seems like there was some questions there. Okay. Thank you. So do we have any other questions? I want to make sure we're clarifying for you rather than confusing. Yes.
So the local urgent cares Intermountain Health, is that going to be in-network?
You would want to search to verify.
Okay.
So the question was, is the urgent cares, what the participation is Intermountain Healthcare urgent cares on the network? And January suggested that you search to make sure that they are. So I'm not sure that we know that right off the top. She'll look before we conclude. How's that? Any other questions at this point on PEHP? Okay. Okay, so health savings account, as you know, we've offered this in the past when you enrolled on the high deductible plan. If you enroll on the traditional plan, you still have access to the FSA or flexible spending account. With enrolling on the STAR plan, that's again the qualified high deductible plan, it gives you the opportunity to have a health savings account. The health savings account is an opportunity for you to save money on a pre-tax basis and set money aside to offset the costs that you have out of pocket. So the advantages are you have somewhat of a lower premium, a higher deductible, and you pay no taxes on any money that you have on that account. So that's the great advantage, as is you can put money in through payroll deduction. One thing to note for anybody who has been on the qualified high deductible and have an HSA and you get to tax season in April for this tax season, for this year, and you're looking for some way to save some taxes, do know that you can fully fund your HSA up to the designated IRS limits up until you file your taxes in April. Okay, so keep that in mind. So I think that's really nice to know. Any money that you have in the account rolls over year after year after year. You never lose the money. Also, if you leave the county, any money that the county has put into your savings account rolls over, it's yours. You keep that account, you never lose the money. Okay? Should you pass away, it does go to your beneficiary, so be aware of that. So how much can you contribute for next year in 2019? If you enroll as a single individual on the insurance, you can put as much as $3,500, and that includes what the county's putting into the account. So make sure you're aware of that, what that limit is, and if you enroll as a two-party or a family, you can put as much as $7,000 into the account. Again, that includes what both the county's putting in and what you're putting in. Should you be over 55, you can put in an additional $1,000. If my spouse is over 55, they can establish a savings account at a bank. As an example, I know America First does it. It happened in my family. My husband established an HSA or a health savings account with America First. They charge nothing. So he can then do his catch-up in his name in his bank account. Okay? So that's nice to know. So really, for a two-party or a family, you can set aside as much as $9,000. That's tax-free, reduces your gross income. You're not going to pay that additional money to IRS. Okay? So that's good to know. So you do know that the county is putting into your HSA, or as a reminder, you can see what those are. If you enroll as a single individual, you can see that they're going to put in $1,125 into your account. If you enroll as two-party, $1,687.50, and if you enroll as a family, $2,250. That'll be contributed half based on how you enroll in January and half in June. So what is a health savings account? A health savings account is an account that you and or your employer put money into the account to pay for qualified expenses. And if you're familiar with the FSA or flexible spending account, all of those same eligible expenses are exactly the same eligible expenses that you can use your health savings account for. No different. So you can see how it works. There's two components. One component is the insurance, which is PEHP, and the other component is health equity, which is the health savings account. Okay? They're the administrator, they're the custodian of the money. They send you a Visa card that you'll receive, and then you can use that to offset any out-of-pocket that you need. So if you go to the pharmacy and you need to pay for your prescription, you can pull that out, and as long as you have money in the account, you can use that Visa card. So who is eligible? This is important to know. If you enroll on the STAR plan or the qualified high deductible plan, you have to be at least 18 years of age, have to be enrolled in the high deductible plan, not have any form of Medicare, Medicaid, or a traditional plan. So if I have a spouse that works elsewhere and they have access to being enrolled in a traditional insurance plan, I, being an employee here at the county and being on insurance, cannot be double covered on their plan. If that's something that affects your family, certainly let's talk through that because it's kind of confusing, and we can talk through some options. You cannot also have TRICARE for life, or have a regular flexible spending account in place. Those are rules set up by IRS, definitely not by the county. So again, we're here to answer those questions for you specifically. It tends to get somewhat confusing. The health savings account, this is a snapshot of what your Visa card will look like. Health Equity does a great job as far as administering and being the financial custodian. You'll have an account established. Like I said, a Visa card will be mailed to you. If you have a spouse, their name won't be on that Visa card, it'll be yours. And like the flexible spending account, those cards don't expire every year, so don't throw it away. Continue to use it. They'll automatically send you a new card, okay? Health savings account, Health Equity, they're available to you 24/7. There's a lot of rules set forth by IRS. So we want to make sure that you're familiar with what those rules are, you're educated. Certainly, you can tap into their website anytime. If you have questions or call them, they're available 24/7 specifically for you, okay? Dental Select, we've got LJ here. She's going to review the benefits with Dental Select. Up until now, do we have any other questions that I can address? Yes?
How much does the county contribute to the HSA?
Okay, so the question is how much is the county putting into the HSA? So based on how you are enrolling, if you enroll as single, an employee, it's $1,125, two-party $1,687.50, or family $2,250. That's what the county's putting in. Half of those amounts will go in January and half will go in June. Okay? Yes?
So even with this new insurance that we're going to, we still have premium on with the HSA that we pay
Okay, so the question is do I still have a premium
for the insurance.
for the insurance with PEHP? And the answer is yes, you still have premium. And those costs are, I believe, on the back page of the benefit guide that was on your chair. Okay? So again, the question is my premium, do I still have premium? The answer is yes, and it's on the back page based on how you enroll. Any other questions I can answer? Okay, I'm going to turn the time over to LJ.
She's giving me instruction. She says, don't move around. Good morning, everyone. It's good to be back here again. Thank you for taking the time to be here and continue to have your dental insurance policy with Dental Select. We appreciate that. It's the same plan, and the network is the indemnity plan. So I do have flyers up here that you can pick up to find a network provider, or you can go to our website. And I did bring some pens and dental floss cards, so come and pick that up. On your plan, you do have a individual deductible of $25, family deductible of $75. Now that deductible only applies towards your basic and major services. So therefore, your preventative is covered at 100%. Your preventative is cleaning, exams, and x-rays. So if you are paying for the policy, try to go in 2 times in a calendar year to stay healthy. Get your cleaning, exams, and x-rays. And your maximum, what this means is this is what Dental Select will pay. It would be $1,200. That includes everything. It includes your preventative, basic, and major services. And it increases every year. So the second year that you're with Dental Select, we're going to increase it by 100. So that's going to jump it up to 1,300. Then we're going to increase it the third year, 200, 300. So you'll cap out at 2,000. And if you want to know what your maximum is, let's say that you need to get a lot of work done, you can come up and ask me, or you can contact your customer service, and we'll be more than happy to let you know if you're at that 2,000 maximum. Your basic services are going to be your fillings, any type of simple fillings, any type of extraction, perio, which is treatment of gingivitis, and your endo, which is your root canals. They're going to be covered at 80% by Dental Select. After you've met your $25 deductible, you'll be responsible for the remaining 20%. And then major services is covered at 50% when you go in network. Those major services are going to be your dentures, crowns, ridges, and if you're brand new and you don't have prior coverage and there is no elapse in coverage, then there will be a 12-month waiting period for your major services. Just be careful on that. If you're brand new coming on and you'd have prior coverage, you can either call Dental Select or you can contact your HR person, and we'll be more than happy to request a summary and a credible coverage, and we'll be more than happy to waive those waiting periods when you come on the plan. Just make sure that there's no more than 30 days of any lapse in coverage. And on this benefit, you also have a 20% discount with a in-network orthodontist. Anybody's eligible for that discount. There is an additional lifetime. Anyone under the age of 19 will cover 50% up to $1,000. I mean, up to $1,500. See clear on the bottom for each dependent. So 2 benefits, you have your ortho maximum, and then you also have your regular benefits, which starts at $1,200. Any concerns or you have any question, please contact our customer service. Another thing that I do want to suggest is if you are going in and your dentist gives you a treatment plan over $300, you can always request a predetermination. They'll come over to Dental Select and we'll let you know what Dental Select's going to pay and what your out-of-pocket cost is going to be. Do you guys have any questions? All right, I'm going to stick around again. Thank you for your time.
Good morning. My name is Camille, and I'm with Opticare of Utah. We are your vision carrier, so all my eyeglass wearers out there, you might want to pay attention to this one, as well as contacts. The one thing that you will notice on the plan is there is not an eye exam that is offered through this benefit. That is because it is covered through PEHP as preventive care. So does anyone know why it would be considered preventive care and maybe important to go in to get an eye exam even if you can see perfectly? This can be interactive. No? All right, so it's said that the eyes are the window to your body, and it's very true because when you go in and have an eye exam, many diseases can be diagnosed through that eye exam, such as cancer, blood pressure, stroke, autoimmune deficiencies and disorders. So even if your eyes are great, I encourage you to please go in and get an eye exam at least every 2 years, okay? When you go in and get that eye exam, just like your medical checkup that you go in that's covered, don't discuss anything else. Just get your eyes checked, and then when you get your prescriptions, you can go to one of our in-network providers. You're going to be covered more on the broad network than the select network. The select network is standard optical only, and the closest one I think to here is Logan, okay? So the broad network, there are about 5 that I pulled up that are in this area. One was Shopco. You could go there. you're going to have a $100 frame allowance, okay? And then your lenses are always going to be a copay option. So for your single, trifocal, bifocal, it's going to be a $10 copayment. And when you want to, you don't want those lines in your lenses. If you're a trifocal, then you're going to want the progressive lens. That will also be a copayment option, and I believe it's $50. You'll want to look at the benefit, but be careful when you go in, because when you start getting into the tints and anti-reflectives and all of that, it can start to add up. I know when I go in, of course I want everything, right? I want everything, and then I walk out of there $300 later and say, now what just happened there? So I always encourage you, go in with the budget and ask questions while you're looking, for the lens options and everything else. Your contacts, you do also get that $100 benefit there as well. And if you go out of network, that's fine. I don't know if there's a Sam's Club or a Walmart anywhere around here, but you can go out of network and you do get an out of network benefit. We will reimburse up to $80 of the frames, $85 for the lenses, and then I believe it is $80 on the contacts as well. Okay. Any questions? Yes.
If you order frames or contacts online, can you still get the allowance, the $80 or the $85?
So the question is, if you order your contacts or frames online, can you still get the allowance, the out-of-network allowance? Actually, you've got to go into one of the provider networks, not on one of the online services. Just because those are usually so marked down that they're usually cheaper than what the cover or the benefit even is, okay? Because they're mass ordered that way. No other questions? All right.
I'm Josh Gardner from National Benefit Services. I'll be talking about the flexible spending account. And NBS, we're a local company in West Jordan and Utah, and we are excited to continue to partner with Box Elder County to provide this benefit. So flexible spending account is the benefit that you will enroll in if you are enrolled in the traditional health insurance plan that allows you to pay for your vision, medical, and dental expenses with pre-tax dollars. How many of you guys like paying as much tax as you can? I didn't think I would see any hands on that. So if you do not like paying maximum taxes, then this is one of the benefits you need to look at and enroll in. The Flex Plan is a use it or lose it account, meaning that whatever it is that you decide to elect, you need to make sure that you spend during the year. So as the bullet point says, you determine your annual election up front. So you need to sit down and think about your year. Think about, okay, how much am I paying per month in prescriptions? How many times a year do I go to the doctor? Do I have any major expenses coming up? Dental work, need new glasses, contact lenses, those types of things. Once you've calculated those up, that will allow you to calculate your per pay period deduction. That amount's going to come out of your paycheck. So say you elect $1,000, $1,000 divided by the number of pay periods is going to come out each paycheck in order to fund the account. The nice thing about a flexible spending account is that you can use the full amount of your annual election from day one of the plan year. So if you set aside that $1,000 January 1st, you have some kind of an accident or something, have to go to the hospital, you can use the full $1,000, even though it's only going to come out of your paycheck little by little during the course of the year. It's the only short-term, interest-free, tax-free loan that you can give yourself through this benefit. A few things about the FSA. In the full flex, when you're enrolled in the traditional health insurance plan, you can elect up to $2,650. On a $2,650 election, depending on your tax bracket, you're going to save between $700 and $900 on your tax bill at the end of the year. So there really is a real savings, and it can save you a lot of money that way. Like it says, entire election available first of the year. Use it to pay for medical, dental, vision expenses. Now, if you're moving over to the STAR plan, which is the high deductible plan, and you have a health savings account, you can still enroll in the limited purpose FSA. Limited purpose FSA lets you pay for vision and dental expenses. So that allows you, that health savings account, you want to put money in that and never have to touch it. Hopefully that'll grow year by year. You can use it as a retirement vehicle. The LFSA is a way that you can continue to receive tax-free benefits, pay for vision and dental expenses without having to touch that health savings account. It's a wonderful benefit that way. We used it this year for some dental work that my daughter needed. And so we've been putting money in our HSA, haven't been touching that much, but we still use $2,500 worth of limited flex money in order to pay for something for my daughter. So we're getting the benefits both ways there, saving money, but then also still spending money tax-free. We also have a dependent care reimbursement that lets you pay for dependent daycare expenses if you have a child under the age of 13 in daycare or certain other qualifying family members who require care while you're at work. You can elect up to $5,000 in that, and a lot of people who sign up for it will use our continual reimbursement program so that every time we receive notice from Box Elder County that you've had money withheld from your paycheck, we will automatically kick a reimbursement out to you. If you have questions about any of those benefits, I will be here. You're welcome to come and ask me afterwards. Does anybody have questions right now about the flexible spending account, the limited flex plan, or the dependent daycare program? All right, thanks very much. This is some information, and I'll have some handouts and things that just talks about some of the things about NBS, our phone number, our website. We've got a mobile app, those types of things.
Okay, so life insurance is not changing. It's still being administered by Hartford. So you, as a full-time employee, you have $25,000 that's being paid by the county, double if you die by accident, or due to an accident, I should say. A spouse is covered for $10,000, and your children are covered for $2,000. Again, this is a covered benefit by the county. For voluntary coverage, I'm not sure, I didn't ask, is there any new hires here today? Okay. So for new hires, you have a guarantee issue during your initial eligibility. Welcome to the county. So for those of you that have been on the insurance since, for many years, you have access to getting as much as $600,000 of voluntary life insurance over and above the basic that's being paid for you. It is subject to evidence of insurability, meaning you have a form you have to answer as far as, do you have such and such a condition? Then that's sent to Hartford. They will approve or disapprove you based on your health condition. But as an employee, you can get as much as $600,000 for your spouse, $250,000, and for each of your children up to $10,000. During your initial eligibility period, you can get a guarantee issue, meaning that means you don't have to answer any questions regarding your health. They will approve you up to $450,000. No questions asked. Okay? So make sure if that's something that you want, you're eligible for that now during your initial period, during this open enrollment. During your initial open enrollment. Spouse is covered for $30,000. No questions asked. Okay? And children $10,000. If you are an individual that's 65 or older, do know that your insurance begins to decrease as far as coverage, so I like to make sure and point that out. Corey is here from Blomquist and Hale, and just going to remind you on the EAP.
Anyone here not heard the name Blomquist and Hale in the last year and a half, 2 years? Hopefully there's signs posted. Maybe you've participated in a few of our wellness seminars we've come here and done. So we're your employee assistance program. We're here to help with life problems, okay? This is a benefit that, unlike some of these other ones you're looking through in the book, you don't have to pay a premium. There's no costs of increase or co-pays or things like that. This is a benefit provided by the county. And it's a great thing. So by raise of hands, I'm going to force some participation. Maybe we'll do some some role playing afterwards if you're okay with that as well. Just kidding, I don't like role plays. Raise of hands, how many of you have ever experienced some sort of life problem in your past? How many of you expect that sometime in your future you might experience some sort of life problem? Okay. If you didn't raise your hand, I'm going to call you a liar. Okay. And I don't know if that's libel or not. I don't know if I'll get charged later, but we're here to help with those life problems. We're not a typical mental health clinic where we have to have a diagnosis to bill for services and those kind of things. So we're going to come in. We're going to start working on solutions to your problems right away and be helpful in pretty much any area. If you have something you're dealing with, we can help you with it in some form or another. Whether that's in-house or helping you connect with other professionals that are maybe more specific. So whether it's relationship, whether it's child care, dealing with an unruly teenager, or maybe you're dealing with some depression or anxiety symptoms. Maybe it's a wellness topic. Maybe setting goals in health, fitness, and wellness. We can definitely partner with your wellness programs and your health coaches and all of those. So we're very fluid in fitting into helping people with life problems. To gain access to our services, all you got to do is give us a phone call. We're page 46, by the way, in your booklet. We've got a full page ad there. All you got to do is give us a phone call. We'll ask you one or two questions. What's your name? Where do you work? And what can we help you with? We can set you up with an in-session, face-to-face meeting. We've also got video conferencing options where you can have access to a lot more availability of different therapists, but also different times of day. We have a therapist on call all the time, so 24 hours a day you can have access to a licensed, trained, experienced therapist to help you with any of these life problems. Your dependents are also eligible for this. It's not just the employee. And we're not part of an insurance company, so we don't have an IRS-specific rule about what a dependent means. So we kind of loosely suggest that that's kind of anyone that lives in your home. So if you have a question about who's eligible, give us a call and say, hey, this is what's going on. Can you help? The answer is most likely going to be yes. So yeah, we're happy to participate. It's a great benefit. And does anyone have any questions about Blanc-Questel? Okay, I'll be around, so ask away.
Thank you. Free, confidential. Just want to make sure you got that.
100% confidential.
Confidential, nobody knows you're going. Just who you tell, just so you know. Okay, so just as a reminder, please update your beneficiaries, keep them current. As a reminder, something may have happened to you this year. You forgot to update your beneficiaries. Remember to do so now for both life insurance and health savings account if you're enrolled there. If your health savings account is in effect when you pass away, it goes to your beneficiary. So it's really important to keep that current. We're asking that you submit changes in your enrollment for PHP if you're enrolling by November 16th. We hope to have everything over to PHP by the end of the month, and then hopefully you'll have your ID cards timely. Again, to access the system, you can generally look in the PHP website to find a provider, but then once you have that membership set up, then you can get the enhanced view of the providers. So just what January was talking about. Watch for ID cards in the mail. And then any other follow-up questions that we have? Okay, I'm going to turn the time over to Daryl, I believe, and he's here to provide information on the voluntary coverage.
Thanks, Denise. My name's Daryl. I've been here a couple of years now and talking about the voluntary benefits that are available from Transamerica. These voluntary benefits are different than some of the benefits we've already discussed, and they're different in one major way, and that is in who they pay. So if I make a claim on my health insurance does a fantastic job of paying doctors, hospitals, and pharmacies. I have to pay some out of my own pocket with a deductible or a copay. And the difference between that plan and these voluntary benefits that I passed out from Transamerica is that Transamerica will pay all of their benefits directly back to you in cash. Now, why is that nice? Well, because you are now getting a cash benefit to take care of any financial expense that you would like. So, for example, if you have that deductible or copayment that you would like to then help reimburse yourself for, this can go to that. But more importantly, how many of us come to work solely because we love to work? Most of us come, okay, a few honest answers, all right, I love it. Your bosses are in here, I see you second up, that's great. Most of us typically go to work so we can earn a paycheck to provide for our families. So if for some reason that ability to come to work and earn a paycheck is jeopardized, either because of a sickness or an illness or an accident, having a supplemental insurance policy can help cover those financial costs while you're out of work. For example, very popular benefit is a critical illness plan that covers heart attacks, strokes, and cancer. So I have an uncle who is a cattle rancher out in central Utah, and he was out on the farm and started not to feel very well. Ended up being able to get back into town, got to the hospital. Hospital said, "You're having a heart attack. We need to get you to St. George." Life flighted him from his rural hospital to St. George, where he went immediately into surgery. 4 or 5 days later, was well enough to leave the hospital and go back, and go home. So fortunately, thank goodness, first of all, we have great medicine. He was able to be taken care of. And he had insurance to cover his normal medical bills. The problem was that it was now going to be laid up for a period of 6 to 8 months while he was recovering and getting stronger from that trauma, from that traumatic illness. So fortunately, he had a policy that paid him at least $10,000 for the diagnosis of a heart attack. And he was able to use that $10,000 to take care of his regular everyday living expenses until he was able to come back to work full time. Additionally, that's one of the policies that's available. There's actually 4 or 5 different policies that are available, 5 different policies that are available. The second policy that's most common is a short-term disability plan. This plan works like this. If you can't come to work because of an illness or an accident, this starts paying you a percentage of your income every day that you miss work until you're able to come back to work full time. Works for accidents, works for sicknesses, works for maternity, works for any reason that you're out of work, except for vacation. Can't get paid for that, unless you've got PTO. Additionally, there is an accident plan that's available. I see a couple of kids, a couple of younger families in here. Accidents are just a part of life, whether you're young, when you bounce more, or when you're old and you're a little bit brittle. And so if I have an accident and I have to go to a doctor for it, I get paid a cash benefit for the injury. Let me give you an example. So I like to play basketball, usually Thursday mornings. I'm playing basketball, not waking up to drive to a road shed at 7 in the morning, but that's fine. So usually what I'm doing is playing basketball. A week ago, I was playing basketball, and a guy who was a lot shorter than I am, I think he was jealous of my height, not going to lie. He stepped in front of me and jumped for a rebound. I don't know what he was doing, thinking he could get a rebound over me. But he jumped straight into my chin right here and cut me wide open, just cut right open. So I had to go to the Instacare and get 5 stitches that I got out yesterday. That's why I have this beard. I couldn't shave. I look terrible in this beard. It's okay. You can tell me. It's okay. So I got 5 stitches from the Instacare, and then yesterday I got them out, so I was in the doctor's office twice. For those 5 stitches, for going to the Instacare clinic with this Transamerica policy, I'm expecting about $250. Not bad, right? I'm a little bit out of pocket for my Instacare copay, but for the extra injury itself, it's not bad. Additionally, how many of us love doing our wellness visits? I love getting our blood drawn, having that checkup done annually, right? Okay, no hands went up, that's okay. But you'll all do it because you want to get the better discount on your premium. Well, if you have a certain couple of these policies, there's some wellness benefits you can claim from them. Up to $900 every year for the family, for just doing your reimbursable biometric screening every single year. So it's a great benefit, doesn't cost that much. The rates are included in your booklets here. I've also passed out these employee worksheets. These are what you would need to enroll in any coverage. So on here is a spot for your basic information. You can check the policies that you would like to enroll in and turn it into Diane by the 16th. Additionally, if you would like to ask me any questions or schedule a time with me, there's a spot on here that says, want to enroll? Yes, contact me for more information. Leave this with me before you leave, and I'll make sure I reach back to you and follow up with you and answer any questions you have. If you already know that you do not want to enroll these benefits, go ahead and put your name on there and check the box that says no waive. Okay? Any questions for me right now? Awesome. Thanks, guys. One more up.